welcome back to CricTracker's special show In the Air. Mera naam hai Nivedna Prabhu. I hope all of you are doing well and of course enjoying this neck-to-neck competition between New Zealand and India in the World Test Championship final. But before we get talking about everything that's in store for both these teams, let me call on our special guest on the show to find out what really is going wrong for India and on the other hand, what's really going right for New Zealand in this big competition. Let me call on our first guest, who's a cricket coach as well as a cricket analyst, Rakesh Deva Reddy, back with us in the studios. Rakesh, great to have you. Definitely, it's not turned out the way it's supposed to. What is your take on what has happened in this session?
So I think we spoke about what is going to happen. I said that India will be wrapped up within 50, 60 runs. And there is a valid reason why I said that point, because the batsman who was batting is Rishabh Pant. And obviously, he is not going to just play that defensive cricket. So by nature, he's an aggressive cricketer. But the way he got out, if that ball would have come right from the middle of the bat, that would have been out of the park. So, I mean, he was going with his natural way, but that was bound to happen because, Rishabh Pant might have thought in this way. The same thing what I said, playing defensive doesn't make any sense. Just go with an aggressive mode. If you get a couple of balls right from the middle of the bat and getting two or three sixes, two or three boundaries in 2-3 overs, then New Zealand will spread out the field, and then he will have the chance of playing that cricket where he can put the ball on the ground. But in this contest, I think New Zealand bowlers have won the contest bowling against Rishabh Pant, and then comes Ravichandran Ashwin. He was also trying to be aggressive because there's no point playing defensive cricket as soon as Rishabh Pant got out. But yeah, that's it. I think credit to New Zealand bowlers.
Well, it looks like it's definitely New Zealand bowlers at its finest. They're the ones who are definitely, probably the ones to watch out for in this competition because they've really troubled the Indian batsmen. But let me get on our next guest, who is a content creator as well as reporter, Gaurav Tripathi, joining us once again back in the studios to talk to us about what he thought. Gaurav, सबसे पहले बात करेंगे कि ऋषभ पंत का शो था थोड़ी देर के लिए और उसके बाद it was like a pack of cards just fell.
Yeah, I think Rishabh Pant was crucial in there because he's a left-hand batsman and we all know what he can do. He played very nicely, what I feel, with the tail. वो रविंद्र जडेजा के साथ बैटिंग कर रहे थे, रविचंद्रन अश्विन के साथ बैटिंग कर रहे थे, लेकिन वो अटैकिंग शॉट्स खेलने के लिए देख रहे थे. ये दर्शाता है कि इंडिया का एक अटैकिंग माइंडसेट है. वो इस गेम के सेकंड सेशन में भी जीतने का सोच रहे थे. तो आई थिंक दैट्स अ वेरी गुड साइन दैट ही वाज गोइंग फॉर द किल. And being at such age, I think I'm happy with his performance. Not the way he got out, but 41 runs on this pitch is a very valuable contribution. We must know that. Second thing, I think a target of 139. I was talking about this in the previous session. This will keep New Zealand interested. I won't say that being an Indian fan, I'm not very much disappointed with the performance क्योंकि इस टारगेट को चेस करने के लिए न्यूजीलैंड को अटैकिंग शॉट्स खेलने पड़ेंगे. They will not be like and they will do that. They will do that because it's within their reach. This is within their reach, and they will eventually play the attacking shots and it will keep the match interesting. I think the third session is going to be very crucial. ज़्यादा टाइम बचा नहीं है सेकंड सेशन को और I think India still have a chance of winning this contest if New Zealand are going to be attacking.
I want to take a quick look at the scorecard before we get into what is really transpiring for both the teams here in this competition. If we can take a quick look at what the score is looking like for both the teams. On one hand, of course, we have the fact that India in its second innings have been 170, of course, and now New Zealand need 139 runs to win. Over there, of course, look at that fabulous performance by Tim Southee. How can we not discuss the kind of terror he has been for Indian batsmen? But Rakesh, मैं आपसे ये पूछना चाहती हूँ कि I think in terms of the batting conditions of today, there was one really important factor जो हमने पिछले बार भी बात की थी इन आवर प्रीवियस सेशन, लेकिन ये आई थिंक ज्यादा पॉइंट आउट हो रहा है व्यूअर्स की तरफ से कि बैटिंग कंडीशंस आइडियली आज अच्छी थी. इट वाज नॉट लाइक इट वाज नॉट इन द फेवर. और बहुत सारे लोग डिसअपॉइंटेड है विद पुजारा's परफॉर्मेंस, विद रहाने's परफॉर्मेंस, बिकॉज आई थिंक फ्रॉम द फर्स्ट इनिंग्स उनको लगता है कि सेकंड इनिंग्स में कुछ they should have realized what the pressure was going to be like. And in the first innings, what people have been pointing out is, yes, we agree about the weather conditions playing, probably spoil sport, but today that shouldn't have been, the point, or rather the factor affecting the performance.
I absolutely agree with that point because this day, the sixth day, the reserve day looks more convenient for batting, I would say, than compared to the other days. Uh, I mean, the way Virat Kohli got out, it was a nice setup by Kyle Jamieson, bowling outswingers, and Virat Kohli might have thought that ball will come in, but it didn't come in,
Yeah.
and the bat was slightly away from the body. When the bat is away from the body, you are obviously going to tend to take that edge. And in terms of Pujara, I would say that was a very good ball from Kyle Jamieson. And Rahane getting out, that is still questionable because Rahane is always under that radar, saying only after that second test match in Australia, that 100 he got. I really don't see any a good performance which really says that okay, this is going to be match saving innings or anything, because he being having that much experience, he being one of the prominent player in the Indian Test team right now. I think that's not the way how we get out. But I would give a lot of credit to the New Zealand bowlers because right from the first day I've been saying this. This is their success mantra that they just follow the simple thing: keep it there, keep it there, keep it there. No matter what, whether you get the wicket or no, let the batsman get tired. If you are a bowler, let the bowler get tired. If you are a batsman. So that is the simple thing that they are going with. If you look at the simple example, I would like to give is how Neil Wagner trapped Ravindra Jadeja. He was bowling bouncer for 3, 4, 5 overs, and then he all of a sudden changed the line and length, and then he got
He
a
got it.
nick and he got it. So that's a simple thing which New Zealanders are following, not just from this time. I mean, I think they've been following this thing from last 2, 3 years. I would say after Shane Williamson took over the captaincy, that's where this mantra has become a crucial thing for New Zealanders winning the games. Let it be Test matches, let it be ODIs, because T20 is a different approach that they have to go. But that is what something New Zealanders are sticking to their plan, sticking to their basics, which is a very, very important thing in Test cricket, which looks very simple. Sometimes people who really doesn't understand also think that this is so silly, but that is exactly what you need when you're playing Test cricket. Even if you're playing at domestic level, if you're playing at international level, sticking to the basics, sticking to the plan is a important thing where you get the results.
Right. Sometimes only, the best results are found when you stick to the simple plans in life, like they say, everything back to the basics, like Rakesh said. I actually want to take a look at the playing 11, if we could get that on the screen, because my question to Gaurav is something that we've discussed earlier about in the first innings that happened in India. And I think that's again yet another repeat of what we saw in the second innings. Is the tail enders not really living up to kind of expectations? Bumrah there did not even score one run. But when you look at New Zealand, they don't have a problem with that, because even last time, like we spoke, I think they contributed about 30 to 40 runs. Even the tail enders did. So they're pretty much set and safe there. तो जब आप ये देखते हैं, बुमराह के बारे में बात करते हैं इन पर्टिकुलर, बॉलिंग उनकी इतनी जबरदस्त नहीं रही है इस कंपटीशन में. हमने बात किया शायद इट्स बिकॉज ऑफ द कंडीशंस. वी सेड प्रोबेबली इट्स जस्ट नॉट अ गुड डे. बट इवन इन टर्म्स ऑफ लेट्स से कंट्रीब्यूटिंग एज अ टेल एंडर, चाहे वो 10 रन भी हो इन सच अ कंपटीशन, it is crucial, right?
Yeah, I think it's very crucial. I mean, if you look at the tail enders, from New Zealand, Tim Southee scored 30 and Kyle Jamieson scored 20 odd runs in the first innings. It means both of them scored combinedly around 50 runs, which gave New Zealand a handy lead in the first innings. And on the other hand, if you look at in India's tail, they got wrapped up pretty quickly, which was disappointing. And this shows that the difference, what a batsman can do, what the bowlers can do with the bat in hand. So I think I'm pretty much disappointed with the way India has batted. The tailenders also, we can't blame them a lot, as they are not responsible for scoring runs. But I think they should have shown resistance. Mohammad Shami, Ishant Sharma, they have got 50s in Test cricket. I remember Jasprit Bumrah getting a 50 in a first class game earlier this year. So I was expecting a bit more than this. Yes,
Yeah.
we can't rely on him. हम उन पर ये एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर सकते कि वो जाके अगर शतक मारे अर्धशतक मारे. लेकिन
हाँ, but I guess
I think
it's also about, जैसे कि आपने बोला कि अगर आप न्यूजीलैंड के टेलेंडर्स को देखते हैं, एटलीस्ट आपको ये पता है कि 30-35 रन्स आने वाली है उस तरफ, right? So I think
yeah.
the doubts that viewers have is because of the fact that we already spoke about the fact that the top performers did not perform. बहुत सारे लोग are disappointed with रोहित शर्मा, जो मैं राकेश से पूछना चाहती हूँ कि उनका परफॉर्मेंस भी कुछ तगड़ा नहीं रहा है. बैट्समैन with kind of his caliber, ये शुभमन गिल तो probably we can talk about him being comparatively, relatively new, if not comparatively. लेकिन रोहित शर्मा का भी performance where we expected him to probably set the tone of a competition like World Test Championship final, क्या हुआ है?
Before getting into this question, I would like to add a little more to the previous question what you have asked, Gaurav.
Yeah.
See, if you look at the tailenders of Indian team, we rarely see them practicing batting in the nets. Whereas New Zealanders, England guys, especially New Zealanders and Australian tailender guys, they do practice in the nets. They do batting practice in the nets. And today in the commentary, even in the commentary, I was listening to Ian Bishop saying that if the bowlers can do some batting practice, even if that might not help you in that particular game, but the consistent practice will help the team in the future games because they are bowlers. Their batting needs, the team needs their batting. It's not about the individual performance or it's not about getting better with their batting standards. If they
Yeah.
can score that, whatever teams out there or something, some other guys who score 20s, 30s, if they are having that practice in the nets, then they can convert it into the game. I think that is something from now on Indian team will definitely look into that option because that 15-20 runs always matters from the tailenders. And coming to Rohit Sharma's question, yes, everybody will be expecting that, not just Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, Pujara, Rahane, whoever it is. Fans will be definitely expecting runs from the top order batsmen, but we are discussing these things again and again and the same thing again and again. There are few things like no match practice and the conditions in England are completely different. India played against England, but it was in India, so the bowlers will have that extra advantage when you're playing under conditions like this. But as a player, when you're playing at the international level, it's all about adapting to the situations. It's all about showing that patience, showing that concentration levels. It doesn't matter how much you score here, how much you score there, or something. But what matters is how many runs you're scoring on that particular day, and how much is it useful for the team. But for that thing, I think these guys should have taken that responsibility, especially Pujara, Rohit, Kohli. Yes, they should have scored better than what they have scored.
Right, because obviously the expectation from the star players, whether we like it or we don't like it, the concentration is on them to kind of step it up, especially if it's the World Test Championship final and it's been such a long journey. But like Rakesh said, there are multiple other factors also which really define performances. But at the end of the day, expectations is natural. But before I wrap up, Gaurav, I want to come to you. What kind of predictions are we looking at? Do you think there's some sort of magic that can happen, or it's going to be a one-sided game?
Oh, no, definitely. I don't think it's going to be a one-sided game. There is still life in the contest, and I think it's surprising. I mean, we are down to the last session, and still all three results are
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 possible.
looking possible. So I think it's going to be a fascinating contest. I think Devon Conway might be very crucial in this last session, and dismissing him will be the key to India. So I think India should look to attack Devon Conway more than Tom Latham in this situation because he's someone who can take the game away from the opposition. And not to forget, I think if I'm not wrong, New Zealand need to score at near about 4 runs per over, and which is not going to be easy on this track. So I think Indian bowlers will be in the hunt, and India still have a chance to win this contest. And New Zealand are fully in the game. They can still chase this down and live the World Test Championship.
That's right. And Rakesh, before I let you go, I want to know
So I think,
from you. Yeah.
yeah, I think there are 50 more overs left, if I'm not wrong, and the target is 140 or something.
Yeah.
I think there are 50 overs left. Yeah. Yeah,
In
you can go
terms
ahead
of
with your question.
Yeah, so I think there was a question about whether Ishant Sharma will be able to recreate that magic that happened on this particular day many years ago. But more than that, what I want to ask you is, are you expecting a fifer from someone? Who are you placing your bets on to really take? Is it Mohammad Shami who you're going to go in for?
Everything is possible. I just want to recollect the memory because India was playing against Australia in Chennai, if I'm not wrong, and the target was something around one, not one or between 101 to 120, and nobody was expecting India to win. And India got Australia all out for 89 runs and winning the Test match within
Yeah.
2 days. So anything can be possible, but New Zealand have all the chances because if, like I said, if I'm not wrong, if there are 50 overs left, chasing 140 below 3 runs per over, it's still possible.
Okay, so of course, both our special guests do feel like New Zealand might just have the upper edge, but in the game of cricket, we all know it's all about up until that last ball. Anything can happen. It's as unpredictable as the weather in England. We're definitely going to come back with all our special guests to talk to you further about the World Test Championship final and everything else. Until then, if you do have questions, use the hashtag #AskCricTracker and send them in. So when we see you on the other side, we're definitely going to answer that. Until then, take care, of course, and stay tuned to CricTracker for the latest news in the world of cricket.